Baseballs have nothing to do with bananas, yet here I am holding a banana because Mississippi State went bananas with bananas as its good luck charm in the Nashville Super Regional. And since I'm here, I'm going to take a bite out of this banana, just like the Diamond Dogs did out of Vanderbilt. On Sunday, it was bend, don't break for the Saints defense, who allowed Carolina 6 trips inside their own 25-yard line, only to surrender 16 total points once the field got shorter. Now, as usual, Cam Jordan had a lot to do with that, and after the game, he had a little something special to give to the other Cam.
I try to tell people, look, you beat the Carolina Panthers 3 times in a year. I'm going to have to send this guy a wine bottle. I appreciate him.
Well, we got about 1 minute, so let's see what we got.
All right, so this is the first one you're going to do.
So he's about to spin it on his finger, layup, swish. You want to tell us what this is?
I have no clue.
No clue. All right. Now, what is it like being his brother and seeing him do big things out there?
It's kind of weird because when he was in high school, I thought he sucked.
Headshot. Cade got it at second with a stand-up double, but he's got to do something about his base running. Thomas Jenkins has a quick move off the rubber, and he baits got it right into this pickle. Blake Alamond was covering at second, and he slaps the tag on, no problemo. According to ESPN, the Southern Miss football team had less than a 1% chance to win with 1:28 left to go at Louisiana Tech. In typical USM fashion, the 0.2% prevailed. Here's the senior taking the toss right side, almost falls over for a full 10 yards, but then it's quarter, washing machine, spin cycle. He would be shaken up on the play. Thankfully, game 3 of the homestand. Also, the first installment of Doggone Mondays at MGM Park this season. More on that later. Top second, Zach Brown preheating the oven to 350 for those biscuits. Following its 3rd straight NCAA regional appearance, the Southern Miss baseball team is losing 7 seniors to graduation this offseason. But the Golden Eagles have plenty of talent returning to Hattiesburg, just waiting in the wings with positive vibes.
Positive vibes! Positive vibes!
Late last night, Southern Miss pitcher Nick Sandlin got the call of his life, and it sounded like something straight out of a movie. On the other line was his agent, who asked him, "Are you ready to be a Cleveland Indian?" Today, News 25 was the first to report that Harrison Central's Brendan Hardy is opting to forego his commitment with Jones County Junior College and sign with the New York Mets. That being said, the most hectic week of his life is just getting started with a 31st round selection heading to Port St. Lucie, Florida to make it official tomorrow. The hard-throwing righty says once the money fell into place, his heart fell into place with the dream he's been chasing since he was 4 years old.
Not only am I jealous of that gigantic trophy, but I'm so jealous of the way they're celebrating.
Yeah, what would you put in that if you had that in your apartment house?
Can I fill it with puppies?
Sure.
I'll fill it with puppies.
How many do you think would fit in there?
Oh, I hope like...
Depends on what kind, right?
No, I just get all the puppies.
Maybe just one Charlie.
One Charlie and lots of other puppies and pandas.
And a Fitz.
And a Fitz. Shout out to Fitz and Charlie.
Before the season ever began, the Gulfport Admirals called their own shot, claiming their defense to be the best on the entire Gulf Coast. And they're not wrong. Tackling optional, the man just keeps pumping those legs. Dude has oak trees for quads. That's an Admiral's first down on the other end. But Derek Hall is battling down low, sticks one to the glass, and here comes the And One mixtape tour. Crenshaw to Hall, off the backboard alley-oop. Are you kidding me? Gotta look at that one more time in slow motion, rewarding the big fella for running the floor. And this look right here about sums it all up. Admirals end the first quarter leading 19-7. All right, well, this guy's got to go get some snaps in. You can put your helmet on, run on the field if you need to. Jalen Knight, number 2.
Admirals out of the way. Here we go.
And again, we got a lot of action going on in Region 4 Class 6A tonight. If all goes according to plan for Gulfport, they could walk away with the district crown tonight. One of the areas that took a direct hit from the Hattiesburg tornado was William Carey University. The school is home to more than 4,000 students, many of which are international athletes. 2 soccer players and another from the tennis team went on the ride of their lives Saturday morning, and they lived to tell a story they'll never forget.
In the middle of the tornado. What was that?
A pair of international students, only freshmen at William Carey, well-versed in Snapchat, but tornadoes, not so much.
We didn't take it serious because back home we don't get freak weather.
Bracken Brody and a 3rd passenger, Thomas Bruni, had just shot a few games of pool before heading to get some late-night munchies.
I went to Walmart and I went to get some food.
I bought some,
and then by the time we got back,
some washing detergent, which I now don't need.
Not even thinking twice about the warning sirens, the Road Warriors drove their 2002 PT Cruiser right through Tornado Alley on their way back to campus.
So we started driving, and then rain was going like horizontal past the car, then rocks started hitting the window. And just as we turned around the corner, rocks started smashing through the window. So we just stopped at the handbrake up and just ducked.
That happened while you guys were in the car?
Yeah, that was, I mean, we were really lucky because our friend was in the back seat, and like a really heavy circuit box has went and hit right there. It was a few centimetres sort of higher than probably easy.
Serious damage in there.
Mother Nature spared the three athletes on that Saturday morning, so they decided to pay it forward. Bracken, Bruni, and another friend by the name of Jordan Duplessis found an American flag laying on the ground of the nearby Clinton Gymnasium and then hung it up only a few feet away from where their lives could have ended.
It's terrible to see any nation's flag lying on the ground, and you know, it's a matter of respect. Like, if it happened in Ireland, I want the exact same thing. I want people to do the exact same thing for me.
They're not even from America, but they take pride in where they are and in this school and in this country as well. So it's just something that I'll never forget, that gesture that they made.
As it turns out, that gesture is now a symbol of hope for Hattiesburg, a city that's been devastated by tornadoes twice in less than 4 years. Had our friends from across the pond been around for the other one, maybe they would have ridden this one out indoors. But maybe then their good deed would have gone undone, and maybe that silver Chrysler wouldn't have saved their lives.
Tell you what, I did a good job last night.
The Harrison Central softball team has long been a perennial force in the Class 6A ranks, and this year is no different. The Red Rebelettes are less than 48 hours away from defending their crown, with Tupelo standing in the way of their 4th consecutive state championship. Leading the charge is a set of fraternal twins that have a lot more to say than they used to. Meet Twin 1.
You're lying.
And Twin 2.
She says you need to suck it up.
Telepathic.
Twin thing.
Yeah.
The older one, Kristen Cade, is the ace of the pitching staff. The younger Kayla is the catcher. And it's definitely not the other way around.
She fidgets a lot. Like, if I get a pop-up, I'll be like, one time in state she fell.
The Red Rebelettes won the state title anyway, and they've got a chance to do it again this weekend. Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, they'll be going for a four-peat come Thursday.
You just always have to, like, come prepared, because you know everyone's going to play you as hard as they can. No one's going to, like, lay back on you. You're always just going to, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. No one's just going to let you have the win. You can't go there thinking, like, oh, just because we're state champs, they're going to lay back. You have to, defending state champs. You just got to go up there and play as hard as you can, no matter what.
That's what Harrison Central did to get back to this point after losing its first home game of the season on Friday in Game 1 of South State. But Saturday at Brandon, now that was a different story.
That next day, we all got here, and before we went up to the building, we literally danced in the parking lot.
We had a dance party in the parking lot, yeah.
Who's the best dancer on the team?
Mari.
Yeah, they're real awkward. They're like the most awkwardest twins I've ever been around.
Yeah, she's by far the best dancer. It's definitely not us.
We're so awkward.
They're awkward.
Kristen can do a mean, water hose, is it? Sprinkler. You can do a mean sprinkler.
I do.
You want to show it for us?
No.
Do a little.
At least they're well read.
They used to read books. I think one of them read 5 million pages in the 8th grade. One read like 7 million. I may be a little off on that, but it was millions, over 5. And our senior back then would take the books away from them and make them interact with the team. And they have come out of their shell over the last 3 years. And now, you know, they're vocal leaders on the team. They really get into it. Now they get into one another too.
I'm just better than her. You got anything to say about that?
Taking the high road.
Taking the high road.
It's okay.
You're a brat.